How are you doing, Shirley? Good afternoon.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. Yes. I'm doing pretty well, I think. Yes. It was a beautiful day today in Santa Cruz. It was beautiful weather, not too much warm nor too much cold. And in the afternoon, the the down was beautiful. Actually, the down it's happening right now, but it's beautiful. How's the
Yeah.
weather? Yes, in Maryland.
In the morning it's sunny, but this moment sky is gray. This is
Hmm.
no cold and no hot. That's the way. That's a similar, I think.
Yes. Yeah, Maryland is the Santa Cruz of the U.S., right?
Yeah.
We always confirm that. Wonderful. So you must love the city very much to choose that state to study in, right? Sometimes we do that subconsciously. Well, very good. Um, what did you do today? Tell me about your experience in your laboratory.
Today I didn't go for the laboratory. I
Mhm.
went to my first day in class.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
I enrolled in in one course.
Hmm.
So today that's my first day.
Your
This
first
is
lecture.
important. Yeah,
Yes.
the course
Yep.
is
All right.
epidemiology,
Epidemiology.
tuberculosis,
Yes.
tuberculosis
Hmm.
control.
Tuberculosis. Well, that makes
Control.
sense.
Yeah,
Control.
just
Uh-huh.
specific for tuberculosis. So
All
every
right. And how many classmates do you have? Were you a small class or one of this super big class with a lot of classmates and people?
for a student,
Yes.
today we are 26 students. My teacher I
26.
thinking for another room because
Mm-hmm.
today is full course. Yeah, I need change for room. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Yes, I see.
we are many.
Well, interesting. So, you're changing the course then because it's too small for you, or you're
Yeah,
changing it because it's too big for the class?
yeah, yeah,
Too small, too small or
yeah.
too big?
Today this is more. Uh, they need change another room.
Mm-hmm. But was it because it was very small, or was it because it was too big for just 26 people?
Yeah, it's more for 26 people.
Oh, it's small, right? Get it?
Yeah.
It's small. And how are these classrooms? Are they very technological? Do they have this I don't know, what type of chairs do they have? What type of, I don't know, whiteboards do you use? Or for example, are you using right now TVs or screens in order to, oh, for the professor to show his presentation? How is it?
They are a shareware, but in this course we are using for a screen and projector for the slide. Yeah,
Yes,
usually that is the system for
the system.
project on a slide in a screen because the every class does is uh,
Mhm.
re, recording.
Recorded, yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
recording. Yeah, every class is recording, so the teacher need the screen for another student. They is online or they don't be in class in their own, so you
Yes.
can see the Zoom.
And many of them are, I guess, having that modality because they are still fearful of COVID, right? Or is it because you have more international students joining from other countries?
No, it's no usually it's hybrid. That is in person, but
Mhm.
do you have the option when report a TA or teaching assistant for the you see if you can know in to be starting in the course, so you
Mhm.
can for online for one class or two class, but not everything the course.
All right. Yeah, so it's mostly in person.
Yeah,
Mostly in person. All right, I get it. Interesting. And how long was it? I mean, how much time did the professor take in order to deliver the lecture? Was it more than 1 hour? How was it? And did he give you a break or something like that?
No, we don't have break. That is 2 hour 30 minute. Yeah,
Oh,
that
2
is
hours and a half.
1:30,
Mhm.
3:20, yeah. 2 hours. 2 hours,
Right.
yeah.
And no breaks.
No break. We don't
Oh, that's
have
awful. That's awful. No breaks. I will be probably getting a slip because I always need to take breaks. When I'm studying, I don't like to remain there for more than 1 hour. I need to get out for a while and then to come back, having recharged my energies, right? You know, or how's that with you? Do you also consider that you need to have some rest if you're going to study for a long time, or you're comfortable with the studying in a very long uh, period of time?
Hmm. I think that's not necessary because the teacher is flexible. You can get out the room when you need. You can get back in this moment.
Mhm.
But for the scheduling in this class or the program in every class, that's different. Or probably see you have time so you get out for the out room.
All right, interesting. And how did you perceive the lecture? Do you understand all the professor said?
Yeah, in this class, this is introduction. So
Mhm.
uh, I understand that the teacher, not everything, the expression for the when he say joy or kidding for the also the expression that is different. So
Mhm.
that's complicating. That's there, but the and not when he explain for the class the epidemiology or TB or prevention, I can understand that. That's
All right, very good. You know, it's actually very interesting, and I would say it's advantageous for you that you're having this opportunity to listen to in-person lectures in the US, because if you're planning to take the TOEFL exam, as you told me, I think some days ago, the TOEFL exam basically consists of a lot of tasks in which you're going to be put into the situation of being in a class in a university. And the fact that you are in an actual class, that is to say, you're not listening to the material recorded, but listening to it in person, is going to help you a lot in order to get comfortable with the expressions. Because my students usually, when I am teaching how to take the exam, they get trouble because the English that they have learned is mostly English of the daily basis. The English that we used to talk with our friends, and the English that movies, for example, also express and convey, right? But when you get into this academic environments, the expressions are sometimes difficult, right? They are not
yeah.
similar to the daily expressions. So the fact that you're getting used to it and familiarizing yourself with that from this point is going to help you tremendously in the future. Let me tell you that. So it's wonderful you are having this chance to attend the classes in person.
Yeah, this is the new experience. And really, I had class for the summer course, but this
Mhm.
is for this summer. I went for probably 8 class, but no
Mhm.
everything, but this is similar.
Yes.
But I feel this is good for me, or I can study more because this is my my career, or this is the I know the thing, the
Yes.
uses. Yeah. Probably, yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
See, the teacher talking about the another experience or modern mathematics or different technology.
Subject. Mhm.
Yeah, so that is totally different. Or I don't understand everything.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's true, but nonetheless, I mean, I think it's similar, because at least in the TOEFL exam, as an instance, you are going to have the chance to listen a great variety of topics or in subjects. For example, let's say in the listening section, you're going to listen to lectures delivered by a biology professor. And good if it happens to you, right? Because you know about biology and you know about chemistry. But there may also be the chance that you're going to be listening to a mathematics lecture, as you said, or a physics lecture or a technology or computer science lecture. And in that case, of course, you need to be prepared as well to understand the expressions. But I would say that it is not a huge trouble, and you're going to experience it because the way that professors speak are very similar. It's very similar, at least the way that professors speak. The generic expressions in academic English, I think, are very similar, very much identical. Of course, the subject changes. Nonetheless, I would say that the way the professor organizes his grammar, his syntax, and all his, I don't know, his rhetorics, I think it's very similar. So don't worry about that. I mean, I think that you're going to experience it. That when you come to the TOEFL exam and you listen to a mathematics lecture, for example, that of course is something, let's say, different to your subject, right? Because you're studying chemistry and biology, you are nonetheless going to understand it. Trust me, because it's the expression, it's this generic way that professors speak, what you should be worried about, and you are getting prepared for that because you are in this class, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna find it easy. Don't worry. To change the subject into mathematics or a lot of subjects, right? Because in a university, there are a lot of things being taught, right? That is, I think, the magic of the TOEFL exam, that it can be anything. Literally, it can be from art to physics. And if you don't like art, well, you're gonna have to face it, right? Things of that sort. Wonderful. And final question: did you have the chance to meet more people today? I mean, to talk with your classmates while you were in the lecture, or the professor was super strict and he didn't allow people to talk on his class?
No, I don't have chance to talking about another student. That is specific for introduction, a question for the about the class. Every student present introducer. Introduction, yeah. So that's the moment. Yeah, that's very fast, the class.
But you made an introduction. You said you introduced yourself. Yes.
Yeah, introduce every student. Yeah.
Every student. Yes. And was there any classmate or person who, I don't know, was from an interesting nation, some country that is interesting? One of your classmates?
Yeah, the student. Oh, how did you say the majority? The majority?
The majority. Yes, the majority.
The majority. That is international student. We had African, India, Colombian, Mexican, another. Yeah, American. Yeah.
Yeah, American. Yeah, of course. Wow, but interesting. Super multi-ethnic, right?
Yeah.
A lot of multiculturalism there, right? But you're the only one from Bolivia, right?
Yeah, only one for Bolivia. The majority in that class, that is for master or PhD. That is a class you can selection in your program.
And this class is going to be evaluated or considered for your graduate degree in your case?
No, you can enroll in that course if you want, or do you have credit for that course, and see you have interest in your program, into master or into PhD, or I remember they are a specific career for epidemiology, and so you can choose that class.
Yes, I get it. But in your case, the credits you're earning through this class, are they going to be considered towards your degree in the future, or is just a class that you're taking just for the experience?
I had in this course I had 2 credits. Okay. Probably I can use in the future. In that case, I get back in that university, or probably I don't know if I can use in another university.
Yes. All right. Interesting. So you're gonna see, right, in the future, if you come back to finalize your PhD there, or it's your graduate degree, or it is your PhD in your case?
I hope to apply for PhD.
All right, to apply for PhD. So that would be, but next year, I guess, or the same year.
That is complicated because I needed everything, the document for
Mhm.
to apply, but I don't know. I had sufficient time in
Mhm.
this year, but
Yes,
in case I don't can this year, I need to apply for the next.
for the next one, yes. But were you accepted already in the university? Because I know that, of course, before you enroll to any PhD or degree, you have to go through an application process. And I know that for the top universities in America, it's like super difficult to get in, right? Just let's say 5% of people who apply, they get into, and the other, it's basically rejected, right? In your case,
Yeah.
were you already accepted or into the university?
I am here no like for agree or for certificate. I am in
Yes.
this moment in this course or in this university for training, in specific
Mhm.
as training. I don't apply a specific or program in
Mhm.
this moment. So, but I think that probably that the international student they had more chance for applying in this program.
All right. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Certainly, yes. I think that especially for graduate degrees, right? It's more probable that they're going to accept you because uh, the competition is not too much, maybe in the sense that because I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Someday I listened to somebody saying that it's more difficult to get for undergraduate programs, and especially because universities give more opportunities, right, for graduate programs because they are, especially in the sense of scholarships, they are less expensive and they are more affordable for universities to deliver scholarships for graduate programs or for PhD programs because they are very short, right? From 1 year to 3 years at a maximum. But when you want to give them a scholarship for undergraduate degrees, that is to say for undergraduate, right? The first degree, let's say, you have to give a scholarship for 4 years or 5 years, right? And then, of course, it's costing more money to universities. But for graduate degrees, the costs are less because, of course, it's just 2 years or 3 years at a maximum, right? But yeah, wonderful. I guess you're going to, of course, get into, right? If you are already being trained there, of course, you're going to have some preference for you, right? To come back to them in the future.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yes. No, I think it's probable, right? Because you are, of course, already let's say a member of their family, right? And of course, they want you to remain with that. Wonderful. All right. So very interesting. Thank you for sharing that with me. It's a fantastic experience. To be in a great honor as well to have a Bolivian, right? To have a Bolivian person as you, a professional in one of the best universities of the world, and being part of this lectures and representing us. Okay, so keep it up. Try to win. Try to be the best, right? For the honor, for the country.
Thank you.
Wonderful. All right, let's continue then with our class. I'm gonna share my screen. Um, I have here a picture. All right. Okay, here we are. Wonderful. So let's start. So today we are going to start with a new unit. All right. And as I somehow foretold yesterday, because I told you, right, I hope that the next unit is going to allow us to see more, let's say, novel and newfangled content, novedoso, more things that are not repetitive, as I think in the last unit we received, right? Just basically a feedback of everything you had learned to this point, nothing really interesting. But nonetheless, I have discovered that yes, in this unit, there are more interesting things, actually very interesting things that I think are definitely worth the time to learn them. All right. So let's get into them. A lot of interesting grammar things to learn them. All right, let's get into. All right. So the first topic we are going to be learning about today is going to be make, have, get, let, and help. All right. These expressions are basically I don't know how to express it in a figurative manner. Let's say they are, I don't know, they are the favorite expressions in English because they are super common. Make, have, get, let, and help are expressions that in our daily basis are never going to lack. We're always going to listen to one expression with one of these options, right? So let's learn a little bit about them and how can we use them with a combination of order expressions and verbs. I think it's going to be super helpful for us to learn that. Okay, so we have first of all make, all right? So let's start with make. When are we going to use make, by the way? We use make plus an object plus the base form of the verb to talk about when a person forces another person to do something. This is very interesting. For example, Nick says, are you really going to make me put this on? And Tyler responds, yes. So probably you are a little bit confused here, but in the case that you, for example, okay, let's get into this, Google Docs. Of course, the verb make in a literal manner, okay, in a literal sense, means hacer, right? Make, hacer. Nonetheless, as you know, in English, there are a lot of manners to use expressions. The ones that are more common or the ones that are literal are not always the ones that we are trying to mean when we speak, right? For example, as I was mentioned, make. Let's start with make. I'm gonna put the title as well here anyways, because we're going to be learning about a bunch of expressions today. All right, let's go. Here we have. All right, I think it's too big. There you are. Who's this? What about this? Make. Let's start with make. Make normally refers to hacer, right? Something out of nothing. No, something by ourselves, let's say. This is what normally means, right, Shirley? Make normally refers to hacer, right? For example, I want to make a commentary, right? Or if I write, right? I want to make a commentary. Let's say I want to make a commentary. In this case, the verb make would mean hacer, right? Quiero hacer un comentario. I want to make a commentary. Or for example, it could be they are making a movie, right? Ellos están haciendo una película. Nonetheless, sometimes this expression make also has another connotation, let's say. Nonetheless, when we combine the verb make with, let me copy here the structure, plus an object, plus the base form of the verb, here, nonetheless, when we combine the verb make with an object plus the base form of the verb, we are going to convey forcing somebody to make something. Do you know what the word forcing means, Shirley?
¿Como forzando?
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna write down
What is
here
it?
our.
I can.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay. Sorry. What is the difference specific for may y do?
For make and do. Okay. Yes, let me explain that.
Because do is the same hacer.
Yes, certainly. Let me explain it. Don't worry. But nonetheless, let's start with this word force. Yeah. Well, as a noun, force means fuerza, of course. But as a verb, forzar. Force as a noun, force means fuerza. But as a verb, it means forzar. And the pronunciation is the same for both of them, it's force. like that. Could you please give me a second, Sheila? I want to connect my charger so that we can
Yes.
continue. All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. And then I'm going to help you with the question as well. Okay, let me come back in a minute. All right, I'm so sorry, Shirley. I had to go down because my charger was here, so I needed to connect it here. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's continue. So your question was what is the difference between the verb make and do, right? Hi there, Shirley. Can you listen to me?
Okay, Eva. Thank you for waiting.
Hey, there you are. You came back.
Yep.
Wonderful. Sorry. Okay, let's continue. So you were asking a question, right? You said what is the difference between the verb make and do, right? Shirley?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. So let's get into that before we continue then with the lesson. Here, let's write down the title. It's going to be called the difference between do and make. A very good question, by the way, that I think that many people also ask themselves this question, which is very handy. All right, so what is the difference? There is actually the best manner, I would say, to respond to this question is to illustrate it. For example, when we refer to do, to the verb do, we are referring to somebody let's say undergoing an action in which he does not create anything. This is a crucial difference. For example, when we refer to the verb do, we are referring to somebody undergoing an action, okay, que está pasando por una acción in which he does not create anything. For example, he does his handwork. Well, actually, this is an exception. He does, let's say, what could it be? He does, well, with do, I think with do is easier to explain it. I do new things every time. All right, oh, I do the laundry. Okay, this is a very good action. The laundry every weekend. For example, in this one, should I do the laundry every weekend. Laundry means lavar ropa, right? I do the laundry every weekend. So when you use, for example, this sentence, I do the laundry every weekend, you're referring yo hago, ¿no? El lavado de ropa cada fin de semana. Now, when you say this, I do the laundry every weekend, you're meaning that you are undergoing an action, right? What is that action? In this case, the action is that you are, you're washing your clothes, right? You are you're doing the laundry, excuse me. So when you do the laundry, if you think about it, you are undergoing an action. Undergoing significa estás yendo o pasando por una acción. You're undergoing an action, but you're not creating something new, right? You're not creating anything. In this case, you are simply doing something. That is to say, you are undergoing an action in which you don't create anything, all right? So this is the crucial difference, that with do, you undergo actions in which you are not creating anything new, all right? For example, another option could be, she does the she does her, let's say, I don't know, her role. Yeah, her role. Ella hace su rol, right? She does her role. In this case, for example, this could be a sentence or a statement that you could use when you are somebody who is working, right? And somebody says to you, "Are you working correctly?" And you can say, "Yes, I'm doing my role," right? What do you mean by that? Haciendo tu rol. You mean that you are fulfilling your tasks, right? You're undergoing an action. But in this case, you are simply fulfilling your tasks. If you're doing your role, let's say in the company you work or in the university, for example, if somebody asks you, "Hey, are you working on your laboratory project?" Yeah, and you could say, "Yes, I'm doing my role," right? Estoy haciendo mi rol, no? You're part of the, I don't know, of the grouped work or the group handwork. So the idea is that, as I say, you use this one in any action somebody's undergoing, and nothing new is being created. All right. But now let's see the difference between this and make. When we refer to make, when we refer to make, we are referring to something or to an action that somebody is undergoing, and there is something new, coming out of that action. For example, let's make a movie. Making a movie, it's an action, right? You have to undergo an action. And in this case, when you say let's make a movie, when you are undergoing this action, this process of making a movie, you have to hire actors, you have to buy cameras, you have to make addition, a lot of things, right? VFX, right? That is super common nowadays. But is there something new, surely, that comes out of that? Is there something coming out of that action?
No.
Well, actually, there is, because think about it. When you're making a movie, what is going to come out of that action? The movie, right? You're making a movie because after the action you're undergoing, there's going to be something as a product. And what is that going to be? Something new, that is to say, the movie, right? You're creating something, yes, exactly, out of nothing. Or for example, you say, she's making I don't know, she's making a cupcake. She's making a cupcake. Is this, for example, a good illustration of the verb? Yes, because when you say she's making a cupcake, or a cupcake, right? A cupcake, you are saying that she's preparing something, right? Maybe in her oven, she has prepared mass, she has prepared all the, the sugar that comes with this cupcake. And when she ends that action, there's going to be something new coming out of that, right? And what is that going to be? The cupcake, right? Or for example, you say, they are making, let's say, I don't know, they're making a novel. Ellos están haciendo una novela. What is going to come out of that? The novel. Or for example, they are making an essay, right? What is going to come out of that action? What is going to come because of that action? The essay, right? Do you understand surely this? The idea is that whenever you use make, whenever there's going to be something new coming out, okay? And you use do when there's not going to be something new coming out of the action you're undergoing. All right? Is this clear?
Yeah, that's clear. Thank you.
Wonderful. This is the only difference. It's actually very easy to understand. And of course, there are some exceptions. Maybe I think the only exception that I think about in this rule, let's say, will be, for example, doing homework. Because of course, when you say I'm doing homework, there is something that is going to come out of that, right? That is the homework. I'm doing homework, but this is an exception. It's not the rule. This will be an exception. I'm doing homework. This will be the exception. Okay. That, of course, when you say when you refer to homework, you use doing or do instead of make. Okay, but it is the only case. In the rest of cases, whenever you want to do something without something coming as a result, you use do. And whenever you want to undergo an action and that is going to have a result of that action, then you use make. All right?
Okay.
Wonderful. There we are. Let's continue then with the lesson. So I was mentioning, right, that make, that normally means hacer, in the sense that we have described, that you're undergoing an action, and out of that action there's going to be a result, something coming out of that. What happens is that when you combine this verb, okay, with an object, look at this. When you combine this with an object plus the base form of a verb, let me highlight this with green. When you combine this expression with those parts or with those elements, this expression is going to mean forcing somebody to make something, not hacer anymore, but forcing, right? Let me give you an example. Forcing, for example, she's making me suffer right now. She's making me suffer right now, or she's making me suffer from these letters, right? She's making me suffer from these letters. Me está forzando a sufrir de estas cartas, from these letters. What order could be? I am making him to buy me new shoes every weekend. All right. These two examples, truly, do they, for example, fulfill with our structure? Look at it. With plus an object plus the base form of the verb. She's making me suffer. Okay, for example, so with we use make. It's also this word. So make, is this fulfilling with our structure? Yes, it is. For example, look at this. Make, right? Then we have an object. In this case, in this sentence is me. And then we have the base form of a verb, suffer. Okay, so in this case, it is fulfilling with our structure. Let's see the other case in order to see if it also fulfills the structure. For example, when it says, I am making, okay, make, you have, right? The verb make. You have an object. In this case, the object would be him. Oh, yes, and here is by. And here we have the base form of a verb, okay? And what is the base form of a verb? Here, the computer reminded me of that. The base form of a verb is whenever you use it without the infinitive. That is to say, without the to, without this, right? This is something that you're not going to use if you notice. This is something that you have no reason to use in this case. You just use the basic form of the verb. That is to say, without to. I am making him buy me new shoes every weekend. Or she's making me suffer from these letters. So I am making him buy me new shoes every weekend, all right? So whenever you use this, as you can see here, important, the base form of a verb, not the infinitive. That the infinitive, if you remind, is with the to, with this, right? Is making me to suffer. That will be the infinitive. But in this case, we are not using infinitives. We are using base form, that is to say, without the infinitive, without the to, all right? Another example could be, they are making the school to repay their mistakes or its mistakes. They are making the school to repay, oh, in this case, again, right? This is a habit of mine. They are making the school repay its mistakes, right? So let's see the structure again. Is this fulfilling it? Let me, okay, I'm going to, okay, like that. So is this fulfilling the structure again? Let's see. They are making, okay, we have make. The school, in this case, the school, of course, is the object, and plus the base form of a verb, repay its mistakes. Ellos están forzando a la escuela pagar sus errores, right? They are making the school repay its mistakes, right? So that is the idea. You understand this structure, Shirley?
Yeah, you don't use the to when you have an object in middle for may and the past for.
Exactly. You are completely right. That is the idea. You don't use the infinitive, that is to say the to. You just use it with a base form of the verb, right? In this case, repay, okay? Don't commit I have a bad habit. I always use the infinitive, but this is wrong, okay? This is repay. It's just bad habits that is super difficult to get rid of them. But correctly speaking, in a grammar, let's say orthodox manner, it is without the to, all right? Wonderful.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's continue. Yeah, you had a question?
No, I don't have a question. And
Tell me.
okay. Can you you can add another example?
Yeah.
When you don't, doesn't every example you have making, you need the NIG in this
No,
structure?
not necessarily. Not necessary. Let me show you. For example, with a future, I will make her. I'll let her beg me. Let's say I will make her beg me for forgiveness. Look at this. I will make her beg me for forgiveness. No, la voy a obligar a rogarme por perdón. Right? This is a phrase a little bit dramatic, but the point is, I will make her beg me for forgiveness. Right? And what is the idea here? We're using make. Right? Without the ing, it's not necessary. The gerund, no, gerundio, not actually necessary. You have the object, in this case, her, and you have the base form of the verb, beg, right? Without the infinitive, right? So I will make her beg me for forgiveness. And I will also make here one with a simple present for you to see it, right? So this is like this with rim. And let's go with simple present now. I make them, let's say I make them correct their errors. Right? I make them correct their errors. ¿No? Los obligo a qué, o los fuerzo a qué, a corregir sus errores. I make them correct their errors. All right? Do you get it now, Shirley?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. So it's not necessary, okay? Responding to the question, it's not actually necessary to use, as I say, to use an ing, a gerund, in order to use this type of structure and expression with make. It's simply necessary to have one of the forms of the verb make, right? Because the make can be make in the past, can be also make in future, right? As I use in this case, I am using make with a future tense, right? It can be any of the tenses, any of the let's say of the versions of the verb make. Every single one of them can be used in this structure. The point is that you, of course, after mentioning the verb make, use an object, and following that, you use as well the base form of a verb. Okay? Wonderful. There we are. Okay, let's move on to the next topic then. So we in this case are going to be looking at a different expression, but this is similar anyways. Nonetheless, of course, there are some aspects that are a bit different, but I think that they're going to be understandable. All right, let's get into it. So it says number 2, look at it. We use have, okay? In this case, it's not make anymore, but have, another verb, plus an object, plus the base form of the verb, to talk about when a person causes, all right? Notice the difference, causes another person to do something. For example, have, or by the way, before we get into the illustration, have is not as strong as make, by the way, okay? In this case, you're not forcing somebody, you're simply causing somebody to do something. You're not causing, okay? Or you're not forcing, excuse me. Remember, there is a difference between the verb forcing and between the verb causing. I'm going to write it down right now on the document. But the idea is that forcing, of course, is obligating somebody to do something at any cost and without any possibility to reject that command or that statements of imperative mood. Nonetheless, when you are causing somebody to do something, of course, you're not obligating that person, right? You're simply causing her, causando, that person makes something. Of course, if that is part of his will as well, right? Not something that he cannot resist to or that he could not be able to reject, all right? Nonetheless, but let's see. So we use have plus an object plus the base form of the verb to talk about when a person causes another person to do something, all right? And as I say, have is not as strong as make, because in this moment, as I have mentioned, having or to use the verb have is not obligating something. It's simply causing persons to do something. So we have an example here. It says Talia has Amy calling Valentino to make reservations. All right. Talia has Amy calling Valentino, excuse me, to make reservations. All right. That is the idea. Let me show you an example here. So have. I'm going to go down. I'm going to copy this. All right, here we are, Shirley. Okay, so this is the idea, right? Causing. By the way, what is the difference between causing and forcing? Causing is okay, for the sake of our lesson and for the sake of our learning, we are going to define causing as making somebody to do something by his own will. Okay, you're not obligating, you're simply making somebody to do something by his own will. There's a difference, of course, between this word and the word force, because in this case, forzar, in a, let's say, mandatory manner, obligatory, okay? Forzar is in a mandatory manner, and causing, it's making somebody to do something, yes, as well as in forzar, but nonetheless, by his own will, okay? We're not obligated in this case. So let's see. We use have plus an object plus the base form of the verb to talk about when a person causes another person to do something. The structure, if you notice, Shirley, is exactly the same than the first one. That is to say, in the first example, it was make plus an object plus the base form of a verb. In this case, the structure remains. Nonetheless, the only thing that changes is the verb. We're not using make anymore, but nonetheless, we're using have, right? That is the difference. So let me show you an example. I have her, or I have him writing the essay for me. Look at that. I have him writing the essay for me. ¿No? Estoy haciendo que él escriba mi ensayo, o estoy causando que él escriba mi ensayo. Does this fulfill with the structure? Let's see. Have plus an object plus the base form of the verb. Let's check it out in order to ascertain if it fulfills. It says, I have him, what? Writing, in this case it's fine, it's not correct. I have him writing the essay for me. I have him writing the essay for me, ¿no? Estoy causando que escriba el ensayo para mí. O estoy haciendo que escriba mi ensayo. It could also alternatively be, they are having me, let's say, or we can also say, they have me playing soccer for the team, ¿no? Ellos me tienen o me hacen, en este caso, ellos me hacen jugar fútbol para el equipo, right? O ellos están causando que yo juegue fútbol para el equipo, right? And as I said as well, this can be also used with the gerund, with any type of the verb have in any case. For example, you could say, I am having her, I don't know, calling me every day, ¿no? Estoy haciendo que ella me llame cada día, right? I'm having her calling me every day. So, do you understand this partially?
Yeah.
Yes, you get it? Tell me.
Yeah, but what is the difference? So the may have, see you, force, and the person.
Yes. But as I said, when we are talking about have, all right, we are causing people to do things. And what do I mean by causing? Look at the vocabulary here. It's making somebody to do something by his own will. That is to say, we are not obligating them. No nos estamos obligando. We are causing them to do something, but they do it by what? By his own will, right? By his own will. It's not the same, for example, if I say, yo obligo a esta persona a trabajar, si yo digo, yo hago que esta persona trabaje. Because when I say yo hago que esta persona trabaje, I am meaning that maybe I pay this person, right, for working for me, and that's the reason why he works for me. Anyways, I am not, I'm not, let's say, obligatorily commanding this person to work as if he or she wouldn't have any other chance. They are doing that because they want, right? That is the idea. The forcing is to make people think, to make people to do things without their consent, let's say. And when we are causing people to do things, we are making them to do things, but with their consent, with their will. All right, that is the difference. You get it?
Okay.
Wonderful. That's the idea. As I say, it's like have. It's not as strong as make. Have is like, as I say, you are making people to do things, yes, but you're not obligating them. All right, that is the difference. You have any other questions, Shirley, here?
No, I don't have a question.
Yeah, all right, wonderful. So remind, okay, whenever you want to refer obligating people, you are going to use what? Make, right? But when you want to, I'm gonna here create a separate title. But when you want to talk about causing people to do things, that is to say, yes, los estás haciendo hacer algo, but nonetheless it's because they also want, they agree to do it. All right, that is the difference. I think I'm gonna write it here. And they agree. Ellos están de acuerdo con hacer eso. You're not obligating them, and they agree. All right. So have is for talking about persons who are causing others to do something, and they agree. Right? They agree. In the case of have, people don't agree. Here they are simply following the instructions, obeying. All right. Wonderful. There we are. So okay. Do you have any other questions, Shirley?
In this sentence, and the have,
Mhm.
das structure, had is mean hacen en específico, significa como en este tipo de oraciones significa como que cambia en vez de devenir o como had.
Yes.
Significa
Yes,
como
exactly.
hacen.
Exactly, yes. I'm gonna write down that as well to talk about when a person causes another person to do something and they agree. In this case, have does not mean tener anymore, but it merely means causar, as I said, people to do something. All right?
Okay.
Wonderful. But yes, in this case it's causar. Yo causo que él escriba el ensayo para mí. Ellos causan que yo juegue para el equipo. Yo estoy causando que ella me llame cada día, right? I have them writing the essay for me. They have me playing soccer for the team, and I am having her calling me every day, all right? That is the idea, Shirley.
Okay.
Right? Is this clear now?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, wonderful. Yeah, no, my pleasure. So, yeah, that is the idea, all right? And also for make, as well as I said, make normally refers to hacer, right? But nonetheless, when we combine the verb make with this structure here, we are conveying forcing, right? Somebody to make something, not hacer anymore. Something that we also explain here, all right? Wonderful. I think that this was a very good topic then. Okay, I'm gonna close the document then. If you have no more questions, where's this? This is August 30. Okay, August 30. Okay. Later. Wonderful, dear Shirley. Wonderful. Okay. So, by the way, remind that yesterday when you asked me to do it, I gave you more time in order to complete the exams, okay, of the last unit. Please, whenever you have time, try to complete that because as I told you, I gave you time until this Wednesday. All right. Of course, you can still access the platform and complete the exams, but nonetheless, you're going to have time until this Wednesday midnight, I think it is. All right.
It's tomorrow midnight, yeah?
Yes, exactly. Tomorrow's midnight.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Yes, there you are. So I'm going to stop sharing this and please help me with the traditional poll. Okay. Okay, the poll. Thank you very much. And I'm going to take your assistance. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. There you are. Wonderful. Thank you very much, dear Shirley. Tomorrow we are going to continue. There are a lot of things and topics to discuss. So please get prepared for tomorrow's lesson. And thank you very much. Okay. Have a wonderful day tomorrow and continue with your classes. Okay. See you later.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.